Hey, Shalom family. I wanted to do a quick walkthrough of the 2023 version of the planner. And this is it right here, the Spiral Bound 2023 Hebraic Planner. Order my days, Yahuwah. And so if you got the planner last year, you know that starts off with a little intro guide that goes over different aspects of time from a scriptural and Hebraic perspective. It talks about our days, our weeks, our months, our years. So that's still here. It's pretty much the same as last year. A few little edits and changes here and there. And so we have that there. And in here we have the Master's Prayer. We have the Shema. I added the Aaronic blessing in here this time. Okay. We have our Hebrew days of the week. And we have our Torah portion schedule. Is a schedule of the Torah portions for the year. And we have the listing of all of the feast days and a scriptural reference for each one of those. Okay, spring feast, fall feast, and also the winter Hebrew festivals. Okay. And so this year I added some pages in here for planning feast days. So this one is for Purim, and it just has like who's going to be gathering there, a section for you to write that information there, your meal planning, what your decorations and materials you may need, clothing, what your service plans are, what offerings you want to give to the Most High. So it has that information there and space for you to plan each one of your feast days. So here we go, Pesach, unleavened bread, first fruits, and all of the feast days. We have that here for planning. Okay. And we have the 2023 12 months at a glance, and it has the proposed dates for the feast days and just your 12-month calendar. And then we have our planner days. So this year, the theme, you have your monthly scripture, and the theme for this year is going to be fruitfulness. So each month is going to be a scripture that's dealing with bearing fruit. And we're dealing with, of course, the fruit of the Spirit. And the image for the month is going to be some type of fruit or grain or something that is related to in the scriptures that the scriptures brings out. All right, so this is January. Okay, we are in now. You'll have your page for your notes and plans, thoughts, and everything for the month. You have your calendar page, which at the top of the page you have your you'll have whatever Hebraic days. You always have your indication for the new month or new moon, and you have the projected moon phases here for the month based on the moon in Israel. Okay. You have your Hebraic days of the week. So Sunday you have Yom Rishon, Monday Yom Sheni, and so forth. So you have both there so that you can get familiar with what the Hebraic days are while you're still, able to know what day of the week it is without having to guess. So we have both here. And on the corner of each day, you have a little square there that helps you, however you keep your calendar. We know that in Israel, a lot of people keep keep their months based on different counts. People have different ways that they render the months and everything. So this is for you to be able to put in however you do yours with your family and your congregation. You start your count in the block there, and go from there. But I have on the calendar just the indication of when the moon is 100% dark in Israel, and you can go based on that. If you do based on the slither of light, or if you go based on how the moon is here, however you go, that'll give you your start, and you can start your count, right? And then you have space here for notes at the bottom, and whatever Gregorian holidays, select ones will be in the right-hand corner right there. Certain ones you'll find is omitted, such as things as Valentine's Day and so forth. And then you have your planner days. So, your space here for writing all of your each day. Day 1, Yom Rishon, Sunday. And January 1st happens to fall on Sunday this year, so that's the numbers for the day. So for this month or this year, well, last year I put scriptures in here. I added scriptures here for you. This year I just left a space there for you to be able to have the opportunity to add your own scripture. So it says this week's scripture meditation, and you'll just, whatever scripture that you are meditating on that the Most High has led you to that week, you'll be able to put that there so that you can have it in front of you to meditate on. And you have your week of here. And what I have on the left-hand corner of every page is a declaration about the character of the Most High and something about the Most High. So this week it says Yah reigns. So it's something there to trigger your mind. And if you're not sure about what your weekly scripture meditation should be, maybe you can use whatever declaration is here for that week and find scriptures that relate to the fact that whatever characteristic is pulled out. So that's just a thought. So you have that page there, and you have the rest of your planning page. You have the tab on the side so that you know what month you're in, and your space to write what you're grateful for, the praise reports, space for your prayers, space for your to-do list, things you have to do, things you want to remember. And then you have space here for, you have your tour portion. So we have your tour portion that's here for that particular week. Okay, and then you have your Shabbat notes where you can write your notes here for Shabbat or things you have planned for Shabbat or your preparation day. We have a space here for your fasting days and times to keep track of that, and your giving and alms. And I put that there. There's not a lot of space to add anything right there. Just a little space for you to make a note. And it's also just a visual reminder every week in case just to keep in mind, the idea of giving alms and of maintaining fasting days and fasting times. All right, so that just repeats itself, for each week. And something else that I added this go around at the end of the month, you'll see an end of the month reflection space for you to write some reflections for the end of the month that you want to kind of recap or, different thoughts or whatever. And then it's a section here that says, what's going well and what needs attention. And it gives you opportunity to kind of reflect on different areas of life and just how things are going with that so that you don't, at least at the end of each month, you have time to reflect and just kind of get a grip on those things and write down some changes or adjustments you want to make or celebrations that you want to have. Thanksgiving, just gratitude for things that are going well. So we have that there. And then we have the remaining months. So at the end of the planner, I threw in, let me get to the end here. I threw in a Hebraic alphabet chart, and that's just for you to be able to keep up. Since you have your planner with you most of the time, if you're carrying it around with you, you'll also have your alphabet chart here. So those who are learning the language, you'll have this easy access there to help you in your learning as you're carrying your journal around with you, your planner. So the planner is a little bit smaller than last year's, a little bit more lightweight, so it'll be easier to carry around in your bag and to keep up with things. So hopefully that'll be helpful. And I pray that all those who get the planner and use it, that is a blessing to you. Those who haven't gotten it yet, you can get it on Etsy or go to 6dayscreations.com. And hopefully I'm trying to work on getting it on Amazon. So it won't be on Amazon Prime, so you still have to pay for shipping and everything. So, but some people prefer Amazon over Etsy. So at some point it'll be up there. But if you want to get a hold of it quickly, go ahead over to Etsy or 6dayscreations.com. It takes about a week to ship from your order date, and then it'll be on the way to you. So it's shipping straight from the printer this year. I'm not printing these at home this year like I did last year. So the shipping takes just a little bit more time. So I pray that this gave you some, just a little kind of talk through, so you know what to expect if you were still kind of on the fence, or for those who got it last year and you wanted to see if it was any differences. Hopefully this gives some insight on that. So I pray that this was helpful, and once again, blessings to you all, and shalom.